Hello everyone, Big Dos is here and welcome to another video. In this video we're gonna look at the Tazavesh Streets of Wonder I did earlier as a survival hunter. We're gonna look at how I played and the things that went right, things that went wrong, and things that I can maybe help you guys with, and that you guys get a sense of how to do this dungeon and how it plays. Besides that, you guys also voted for this dungeon as a survival hunter, so let's just see how it goes. First pull, we just start blasting using everything because you want to use everything on first pull. This is a bug run, so I don't know how the tank is pulling everything, and that's why I usually just use my cooldowns whenever I can, and not whenever like I know that there's something going to take place. Because if you have a tank which you know, then you can change it up that way. But yeah, the custom security officer, as you can see there, had a shield on him. You can use your tranquilizing shots to actually remove that shield, and that shield is quite massive. So if you do that, then that really helps out your the speed of the run. So just make sure that you do that. Besides that, this run, well, as I said, is a bug run, and the tank is really nice. So kudos to him. I've tried a lot of Tazavesh Streets of Wonder, or signed up for a lot of these keys to make this video for you guys, but I had very big problem with one, actually doing this dungeon, because when I signed up, then for some reason how do you say that? For some reason people sign for streets and then suddenly it's Gambit. Like that happened to me quite a lot. So it took me some time to actually make this dungeon, but yeah. And then there were a couple of times that the tank didn't actually know how to pull in this dungeon, which made it either we didn't even finish it, or it was not worthwhile watching, because you would watch me play like 2 mobs at a time, and then like the tank was looking around, don't know what to do. But that's what you get with these kind of dungeons, of course. So before we go into a pull, we try and make sure that we dot up 3, maybe 4 targets with our, I want to say Cobra shot, but it's Serpent Sting, I think. So yeah, we do that beforehand. Then also with our kill command, try and swap targets to have the kill command bleed on different targets as well. That way you have more attack speed and so overall more damage. So try and do that. Besides that, yeah, as someone mentioned here, try and get the cooldown reduction one, because the cooldown reduction is amazing. So here I do misdirect and I start dotting up certain targets, and then I throw my resonating arrow into my trinket, bomb, carve, bomb, then carve again, then you can bomb again. That way you have 3 bombs at least, without any resets. You have 3 bombs at the start of or in your resonating arrow window. I mean, so yeah, just try and make sure that you do that. This run I was not play. I have double legendaries. I do have that, but I do not have a 2 set or a 4 set. I do have actually 2 pieces, 2 normal raid pieces for the 2 set, but sadly it is in a slot where my non-covenant specific legendary should go. So yeah, it's just shit. And so this run is without a 2 set. But yeah, it is what it is, guys. But if you guys like this content, then consider leaving a like and or subscribing to the channel. I see a lot of you guys actually subscribed after my last guide video, and I want to thank you guys so much for all the support that I'm getting. It's amazing. I'm very happy with it. My goal was to get to a 900 subs at the end of April, and we're at the end of March and we're almost there already. So thank you so much for the support, guys. Thank you so much. Yeah. Here this boss fight, don't stand in the rotary blades that are like more or less stationary. And now he's gonna do interrogation. If you are the one being interrogated, make sure that you create enough distance. But if you are not the one being interrogated, we are standing in melee range, you don't want to stand in front of the boss. There I get silenced because he takes my gun. Make sure, or not gun, my weapon. Make sure that you run over and grab it. The rotary swords on the ground are not that dangerous anymore. I remember at the start of like this season, they would one-shot you, but luckily that's not the case anymore. So yeah. Try and stack up your with kill command. Try and stack it up so you have 3 stacks of the sword thingy. I want to say Raptor Strike. I think it's Raptor Strike. Yeah. I'm currently playing a lot of Marksman to try and learn this pack more. So names and stuff, it's terrible. But yeah. So this was the first boss. Very easy this week. Of course, it's mob week, so that part is harder. But yeah. Now another thing I see happen a lot in these kind of dungeons is that these guys are getting pulled inside the room instead of like onward to the next pool. Luckily this tank actually gets that. If you are a tank and you are watching my video for some reason, or you play Hunter and tank on the side, please do this. For the love of God, please do this. This is so much faster. I had one run where the tank was also very... he was dying pretty quickly. And he ran all the way almost to the entrance part of the dungeon. Just because... to kite this. So, yeah. Don't do that. Besides that, as you could see, always dot up your targets with kill command and your serpent sting. Try and do that. Now here I don't know actually what the plan was, because he said wait, and then he started to like casually attacking this guy. But now looking back at it, there's a patrol further down, and I think he's waiting for the patrol to path in a certain way, to be at a certain point, so he can like pull. Yeah, there you can see the patrol. Now he's gonna go for the patrol and those guys. So in the meantime, while he's gathering them as much as he can, I'm gonna stay back and then use all my cooldowns to make sure that I can burn them down. The marksman hunter in this group is a beast, and that guy is absolutely wrecking the shit out of this pack. Luckily later on we actually do burst more. Yeah, because that's really, it's very strong on both marksman and survival. But yeah, that we can burst for quite a bit, and as you will see later on, we will burst for about, I think it was 125k burst. So yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Well, here. Let's see if there's still something. Yeah, be careful. After some time they explode, and that explosion actually hurts quite a bit. So, or not, well, not quite a bit. It actually kills you, one-shots you this week. So, yeah, be careful of that. There, what I should have done, although he was fairly low, I had the blue bomb, so I should have had more focus, so I could like triple carve, or not a triple raptor strike. I should have done that. I almost always dispel my, dispel my pet, because my pet usually does aggro mobs, even though he is not, well, I'm stealth, but yeah. This is, I think, a good route, and we have to wait outside. but it is a good route because that way the RP is already triggered for the Oasis part. Here we use our cooldowns and we just blast our pack. And if you are paying attention, then you can see my positioning is in such a way that I can, if my bombs, when I throw them, they hit all the targets behind him. And there the Market Peacekeeper did like a shield, and I made sure that that shield was not working, and that's why I used my intimidation there. And now apparently we had to wait outside as well. So I'm doing that. And now look at the damage meters down in the right corner, because now we're actually gonna burst the living shit out of this pack, which is pretty nice. It feels so satisfying. It's sadly not something that we can do as Beast Mastery Hunters. And I'm not good enough to do it as a marksman yet. But there you saw it. It was very quick, but we bursted for about 125k. What you want to do is dot them up, bomb, carve, bomb. And now we killed the cooldown reduction one. And now you just want to keep bombing and using your carve. That way you keep blowing up these mobs and yeah, just as you can see, deleting this pack. Might even, with the amount of burst that we had, maybe we could have pulled the entire room outside. That would have been great. Hope there's gonna be a time where we're gonna do that. All right, so this fight, make sure that you stand in the purple shit when it's thrown. That way, there are not like those puddles over there. There was just too much, and we didn't soak it all. But you don't want the room coated by that. If you have this explosion on you, which the warrior had, make sure that you group up, and we'll split the damage. Sadly, the warrior was very low when it happened, and he still took damage and died that way. Now, this as a survival is quite shit, but you have to throw those bags into the disposable thingy. If you now you can't like throw it to someone close and that they throw it into the machine. So make sure that you do actually, there I was a bit too quick. Make sure that you walk all the way over to the incinerator and throw it in. Now the hunter is gonna run away and turtle it, and that way negating any party-wide damage. So that's pretty good. But yeah. Now I'm gonna look around and I'm gonna chug in those bombs. It is important, I think, to pay attention and do this, because if no one is doing it, of course I'm not suited for this, and I wish like the marksman would do it, because he can damage and do it still. But yeah, someone needs to do it. It's very important, otherwise your group will wipe. So yeah, here I have a blue bomb. Make sure to raptor strike a couple of times. Now someone else had the giant explosion on him, but he bubbled and walked away, so we're fine on that one. And now we finish off. And I think this is the most difficult boss in this entire dungeon. This dungeon is not that hard, especially after the nerfs. But yeah, this one was pretty hard, I think.
We are in need of Zoe's signature.
Oh, let's see, what were we doing over here? I think here you want the movement speed one. That is very important, because we're gonna do the how do you say that? We're gonna do one part. We're gonna do the marketplace part. We're gonna do with the movement speed, because we're gonna be invisible, and that way we're gonna be really quick. So now we need to kill the Woe Drifter, and I think it's fine if we all die here, which I think does actually also happen. But yeah, because there the tank is trying to run away. Sadly, he doesn't get far enough. And we all just die. And I just quickly move into, because someone told me to die, I think. So I quickly move in. And now you don't mount up and you start running. Sadly, my pet is dead, so I have to rest him. You can go through the portal on the right. Very easy. And now, as you can see, we have... It was a bit... Could have been quicker, but now we still have stealth. And as you can see there... now we can do this part with stealth. And this is so nice. What I think what we should have done, or could have done, is instead of the pack that we just pulled, and sadly died to because there was a lot of mobs around, we could have also the pack that we actually skipped earlier on. We could have also done that pack, because there's Encrypted with them as well. We couldn't have done that one. When I opened my minimap, you could see where each item goes. It is a weak aura, I think. Someone shared it with me. I don't actually know. I don't actually know the name of it. And there we already have it. So especially if you have the full minute duration of the Woe Drifter, this can even go a lot quicker. So yeah. Now I just tagged that one, because we do actually want to kill all the mobs before we go into the oasis. Because apparently there is some sort of bug which will really screw up your round if there are still mobs triggered. So yeah. Now we're doing this dungeon, or this boss fight. I think this is a really cool boss fight. I like the mechanic of it. I like how you have an instrument and you need to do something with it, and if you do it right, then you can actually gain some buffs. And I think it's a haste buff, and yeah, that's just nice, because haste is king for us. So yeah, as you can see, my haste is going up in the bottom right corner. You can see now I have 67%, 77% haste, and going up now. So yeah, that's just really nice. As you can see, bomb, carve, bomb, maybe 2 kill commands, bomb again. So we burst this down. Alright. And so we felt really good about that burst, and still the marksman is just beating us so hard right now. But yeah. He is running with the 2 set, I think. But yeah, it's only the 2 set, not even the 4. But yeah. And on to the next pack. If you guys are still watching this and you like it, then consider leaving a like and or subscribing to the channel. It helps me out a ton. And if you have feedback for me on how I can improve my channel, then please let me know as well. Because yeah, I really want to make this work. I want to grow my channel and keep enjoying it. Well, for that part you don't actually need to subscribe, because I'm still enjoying it even without, but still. If you want to support me, do that, please. Alright, just making sure I hit those notes. I don't know, maybe you should just stand still and wait for the next series to come up. I don't actually know how it works, but yeah. Now we make sure that we misdirect the tank, because always misdirect the tank. And yeah, now we actually even got Bloodlust as well, which is ridiculous. This boss fight is actually one where you don't really need bloodlust, I think. On the suppression part, what you could have done, and I saw notes there, I think I should have hit them. But for the suppression part, you can actually use your instrument to get out of there as well. So yeah, that's something you could still do. Now we're gonna go on to the next one. There, I was wondering about him. The 2 set. But that guy is really playing very well.
Cartel Sol's underhanded dealings have not escaped my attention. You may have my signature, as long as you never again bring destruction to my oasis.
Alright. Let's see, because we still do need some count. And if I remember correctly, but I was doing different runs. Let's see. Oh yeah. In this one we're gonna don't go to the panel yet in the middle. But this is like, this pack is not really great. I don't know why. There I stopped the shield with my frost trap, because that's something that you can do, making it easier that way. Because he will take reduced damage or almost no damage if the shield is active, so yeah. I think this tank is still checking his route as well, but that's fine. Again, make sure that before the pool fully starts, that you are actually dotting up all the targets. There I used my trap again, and I had a blue bomb, and so I waited with my carve just 1 second so I can blue bomb and then carve. That way everyone has a bleed, and suddenly I have 5 bleeds running, which means 50% increased attack speed, which is pretty nice. What I could be doing right now, which I'm not really doing, but what I should be doing is actually, yeah, dotting up the mobs a little earlier than what I was actually doing right now. So yeah. This timer on this dungeon is pretty high, so we have plenty of time to still do this. And the tank clearly has an idea on what he wants to do. So there, as you can see, he's running and grabbing some mobs there. And make sure to dot up the one that we want to kill. Because if I do that, and then I just start AoEing the living shit out of it, that way I will actually spread my damage equally, but because I dotted one of those things up beforehand, it will gain more damage. So at least that's my thought process here. And here, just bomb away, bomb carve away in the 10-second window that you have cooldown reduction, because you just can't use enough bombs right there. Especially with the Wildfire cluster legendary, which I'm using. You really want to do that. Someone actually should have walked in a little earlier, because this is this RP takes a long time as well. This dungeon has a lot of that.
Hopefully this inclines them to aid our own.
So what I could have done, maybe, not really a survival, but if I was Beast Mastery or Marksman, and we were fighting that pack in the opening of the door, I could have maybe disengaged in, like run in with maybe aspect of the cheetah, activated this, and then just walked out. And continued on DPSing. But yeah. Here, I can't get close, so I activate my aspect of the hawk. That way you can keep on DPSing, which is very nice. if you have what you can see on the warrior right now, like the blue circle, this guy starts like throwing down orbs around you, around him, and you see them bounce throughout the room. If you have that blue circle on you, then make sure that you how do you say that? Make sure that you soak them up. And if you have this one, well, let's see, the big blue one, make sure you go out. And now I have this blue stuff on me, and it takes some time for me to realize. But if you actually soak those little ones, you also gain a damage buff. So you really want to. It's a bit unlucky now that that I had the big blue circle as well. That way I had to spread out. But yeah. And on boss week, this is maybe the phase where you actually want to oh yeah, there I'm almost dying, so I turtle because I get dragged in. You want to use Bloodlust on this phase if you have Bloodlust up. What I saw one tank do, which is also pretty nice, he pulled like the bosses all the way into the top right corner of the room, and so the balls that were coming out of the Centurion thing actually just came out like in a cone, and as long as people were standing there, they just soaked it, and it was really easy. So that is something that you can actually do.
You saved our menagerie.
There I was running casually to the wrong door because I don't actually know where I'm going, but okay.
In return,
We survived.
we ask only for Kater Zai's signature.
Our signature is a fair
We
trade.
have all the
Especially
signatures
if
we
it
need.
results in your
Let us not
departure.
keep Solia waiting.
And again, what we do here is we make sure that we actually use our misdirect beforehand and start dotting up before everything gets drawn in. And now the Commerce Enforcer, he will do a kick which hurts pretty badly, but as you could see there, it was in a brief second he also buffs himself, and we can remove that as hunters with our tranquilizing shot. And please do that, because after that buff he gives himself, his damage increase, he will actually do the kick again, and your tank won't like it. He just won't. So yeah, please just help your tank out on that one. What the Marksman Hunter is doing really great here, where we're fighting him, because there's like this line between two people that got dragged in. As you can see, the Marksman Hunter is on the other side of the wall, and so he can't get dragged in, and so he's always fine. And so with whoever he is linked, it is just fine. He can just stand there and still do his DPS. So that's actually pretty great. And as you can see how the bombs are spawning, this positioning is very good for us, because we are not getting screwed over by those bombs by any means. And now we're gonna see it again by that Commerce Enforcer, so take a look for that. As you can see, we'll start casting Force Multiplier, there you see it, and I instantly remove it because the power kick comes right after. So you have to be mindful of it, that it's gonna come, and that way you can prevent massive damage on your tank. And your tank will not thank you for it, because he will not know that you actually did it, but you did a good job, and be happy with that. And here, I think it's this run that we actually make a mistake. Yeah. Because this is gonna cost us. There you can see the tank actually did pull with his Avenger's Shield. Making it so that he like pulled these two packs. and yeah, that results in chaos overall and us wiping, sadly. I don't actually know what happened, why we wiped. That was just, you know, dumb. But yeah, we have like almost 8 minutes left, and that makes it fairly easy to have such a fuck up and still be able to make it in time. Luckily my pet didn't die this time, so I don't have to res it again. And let's see, which pack was he gonna pull again? I think it's this one. Is he gonna pull this one? Oh yeah, this is, we're gonna waste some time here deciding which one to pull, and eventually he decides for the 2 market peacekeepers over there. Yeah. In my opinion, we should have already like pulled one earlier on, but yeah, it's fine. Here I'm using everything, and maybe that was not a great idea. I think maybe I should not have done that, but yeah. We want to destroy this pack and go on to the last boss. By the way, they are not stacked. Throwing those bombs is not so great, but yeah. That is just stuff that happens. If you guys liked it so far and watched it almost all the way to the end by now, then leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And now on to the last boss, which is a very fun boss, if you ask me. But also, maybe one of us should have gone up already. I don't know if you can go down easily. I have not actually tried that. But this has a lot of RP as well. So yeah. Here we're gonna waste another 20 seconds or so just standing around.
Hear me, Solier. The artifact you seek brings only suffering.
Suffering and power. I must now travel beyond Suppression, but your journey ends here.
So there I accidentally stepped through the portal. That was not really great, but yeah, it's fine. When he says a tidal wave begins with a ripple, that's usually the time that he actually casts an ability, which, like a ripple, there you have it. Now it takes some time, so I need to get into that square. And I'm always looking around which portal is where, so I can easily get there. If you for some reason fuck up, which happens, then use your turtle. And with your turtle you can actually just walk through it.
Be where your opponent is not.
And that cost is not allowed to go through, so make sure that you go all the way through him. And this is really awkward, so as you can see, I turtle through it and I don't have the debuff. The warrior and the tank both have it on them. It is not so bad this week because it's not boss week, but if it is boss week, then you really don't want that dot on you because it hurts like hell. So yeah. And that was the fight. That was the boss fight. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys maybe learned something from it. And yeah, if you have any questions about it or yeah, want to know more, then let me know. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.